Guys, Deluded Gooner, you guys know how much I love all sorts of football, so let's continue with my commentary on England's Under-17s World Cup. Now is their second game against Mexico, completely different from the first game. They're playing the South American side again. You'd think with South American sides or whatever, extremely hard working. Tactically, they might not be the best, but they'll always go the extra mile for everybody. So they knew it was going to be a hard game for them and one they couldn't take lightly and all of them things. No point me talking about the starting lineup and stuff like that. First off, where do I start? It was a lovely goal from Brewster, to be honest with you. Lovely free kick, keeper no chance. He missed a tap in earlier in the game. But other than the first, it was a great goal, like I said. But other than the first 10 minutes, the commentator was just waffling, just extremely biased to England. He was suggesting that England were playing great. I don't think they were. Yeah, we were dominating and we were having the majority of the lion's share of possession and we were having joy. Foden on the in the middle slash on the flanks was having the ability to dictate and somewhat a free role, doing his thing. The ball with Sancho just doing that. Jadon Sancho just doing a madness. Whenever the ball comes to him, he looks inspired. When he really learns how to disguise how he wants to play, to stop doing the same thing time and time again, he's going to be a real player, man. But he's young, and for me, I'm excited for Sancho, man. Cause for me, after the under-17s, he shouldn't be playing at this level. I know he's still old enough to play, but he needs to move up, man. He's ready for first team to a degree. I don't mean ready for consistent first team, but he needs to be put in an environment where he has less time on the ball and where he can actually learn. Because this youth thing is from under-23s to that last year. Jadon Sancho's been killing it, and yeah, man. Like I said, first half, England were dominating. They're having a good. They are really controlling the game. It was a really dull game. I was quite upset with England, to be honest, because I felt they really could have killed the game off in the first half and on a real quick thing. I say this because Mexico were camped in their own half. Their fullbacks were having man marking jobs. They were only having Joy down all right down there, left with Lanez, I believe. But even then, he was having to track back. So both wingers are having to track back. They're all camped in their own half. It was difficult to break them down, especially in the first half. There was no real, how should I say, real spaces and pockets for England. And for the young players, it's good because they're going to have to learn when they're experienced pros. They need to get a result, and there's going to be rigid sides, and they have to ultimately pull through them. Man, it was a decent first half. Yomo, he was decent in the first game. Right back, he was stressed that whole game. He got stressed. He was given a real big test. Mexico, if I'm Mexico players and fans, I'll be upset with the lack of movement for the men in possession. So this is why I'm saying England should really be killing off the game. It's still only 1-0 at this point, and although we're holding our shape tactically well, we're pressing high, we're having joys of the ball. Again, it's only 1-0. And Hudson-Odoi's movement off topic is brilliant, to be honest with you. There wasn't really any clear-cut chances in the first half, bar a couple in the first 10 minutes. Brewster obviously missing the tap-in and then obviously scoring, so there's got to be chances. But we weren't really creating enough, weren't really threatening enough. And of course, these boys are going to have to learn that when they go into the pro game. I say this because if you look at half-time, the stats, both sides had 6 shots. Yes, England had 2 on target, but if you look at Mexico's point of view, what I always tell you in Arsenal vids, you're still in the game. These boys are young boys, so of course they're not going to in that regard be pressed like that. And then how did the second goal come about? Lovely goal from Sancho in the second half, to be honest. Well, he didn't score it, but he started it. Lovely team move, a lovely pass and move. Ball falls to Sancho rather than take a man on. Well, he does take a man on technically. Stands him up, takes him on a bit, checks inside, plays it inside. I think he's there to slot. I can't even remember he was there to slot in, but someone was there to slot in, and it's obviously 2-0 to us at this point. And then yeah, that gives you a bit of distance between the opposition, and you're thinking, yeah, England go and get the way this is set up, we can go get 3, maybe even 4, and that's exactly what happened. 54th minute, just shortly before man brought down, Sancho scores, gets a goal and an assist, and he continues his great club form. I believe he's got something like 16 goals for England's youth level. So he's been in red hot form. You saw him at the under-17s championship. You're seeing him now, real special player, man. He's got the number 7 at Dortmund. Dortmund were upset that he actually got called up for this, and there's actually, I heard the commentator say something about the agreement is actually only for the group game. So if England go out, cool, he's back. But if they were to advance, it would be very interesting to see how it develops. Do you let him stay at the tournament he's already been, or do you immediately need him for your club's future? So it'll be interesting. Like I said, I was impressed with before I talk about the other goals, it's 2-0 still at this point. Throughout the whole game, I was impressed with Oakley Booth. On the ball. He's as good as Foden and all of these guys, but He's not gonna grab the headlines as much as them because they're seen doing it. They're very much to jack the lads. But what I was really impressed with his movement. He didn't overcomplicate play. He's off the ball movement like he just does. He was 30 in the central midfield, and when he came off, and I think it was Hudson Odoi for Gomez, but I'm pretty sure Oakley Booth came off at some point. Forgive me if I'm wrong. When the change happened with Gomez, nothing to do with him. It's like the team shape just completely went downhill. To be honest with you, at 3-0. Like I said, if I've confused you guys because I'm confusing myself. Obviously, Bristol got one. Bristol got one. Sancho set up a second, and then he got his third with the pen. So it's 3-0 at this point, and it looks like the game is done. At this point, obviously, like you'd expect with young players, creeping into old habits, losing their sense of positional play and their overall team shape. Giving the ball away in dumb possessions, overplaying in silly areas. That's how it actually led to being 3-1. Josh McGregor been having a good tournament, was actually having a good games, caught playing near the edge of his goal area essentially. Lanez, who was one of the better players for Mexico, scores and makes it 3-1, and it is a cheap way to not keep a clean sheet, and this shows you at tournament football. I mean, better sides could have got something out of that game in the second half, and then Lanez went and scored again and made it 3-2. Losing tactical shape is what led to that, so it's 3-2. They had some opportunities from range and close where they could have made it 3-3, and England really could have just cocked it up essentially, to be honest. But it's a good learning curve. Like I said, it was very much Jekyll and Hyde to a degree because 3-0 at one point and then to walk away 3-2. It shows it's a tale of two halves. You basically need to watch it essentially. I'd be upset that if I was a goalie, didn't get a clean sheet. I'd be upset if I was any of them defenders because you upset yourselves. Be upset if I was any of the midfielders, to be honest with you. In fact, I believe the only two players that could probably leave the field with any sorts of no faults of their own is Jadon Sancho and Bristol. And Bristol missed an open goal, so he could So yeah, England's goalie made a good save in the first half. I got to mention as well, man, to deny a free kick. But I mean, yeah, to deny a free kick. But it was just ultimately England won. First two games, first two goals. I'm looking at the other side. Spain look alright. France look decent. Germany are so-so. The Brazilians are doing their thing. England have a good chance. They got to the finals of the Euros and ultimately flopped it against Spain. But they've got a good chance. But they have to really learn from the mistakes of today, the overindulging and the overplaying. But this is what it's all about at this level, to be honest. Hopefully they go out and win it. If Brazil can't, hopefully they go out and win it. It'll be good for the young players. But yeah, guys, there's not much more to be said on that. Yeah, like I said, there's not much more to be said on this. England 3, Mexico 1, 2 wins from 2 in the Under-17s Championship. Deludi Guna, I'm signing out. Thank you for watching, of course.